Don't get too close. I don't fuck with you like that. Alright.
Told a bitch you motherfucking right.
Welcome to the Wright Discussion. I am your host Kenneth Wright, and with me today, my boy Keon, of course.
Yeah.
Today we gonna talk about a couple of stuff that happened this week, like Avery Bradley going to the Pistons. Them getting who? Marcus Smart? Not Marcus Smart.
Yeah, Marcus Morris.
I still don't like that trade. I don't like that trade. Why get rid of your best defender? I don't like that trade.
It's like, well, I would personally, I would have traded either Marcus Smart or Jay Crowder. Avery Bradley is their best defender. I am officially a Boston fan again now with the Gordon Hayward signing and what Jason Tatum has been able to do. Yes, I do switch teams out yearly. That's fine. I'm a bandwagoner. I would take that.
Cool.
But I'm about to be in Boston for like at least the next 4 years.
Wow. For the next 4 years.
At least the next.
To see if they get over that hurdle.
Yeah, exactly. Until Gordon Hayward leaves, because that is my favorite player currently in the NBA right now. What? Why you look like that?
He's your favorite player?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gordon Hayward to me.
I'm not judging that. It's just, yeah.
I'm saying Gordon Hayward to me is like the second coming of Larry Bird. It's just the league is way more better. Like way more athletic now than they were in the 80s. So it's like, yeah, that's how I look at Gordon Hayward. Like, think about it. Ain't no other good white player out there in the league better than Gordon Hayward.
You right. I give you that. It's just,
What?
wow, Larry.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's fair.
So, do you think them trading Avery Bradley and getting Marcus Morris, do you think that helps, or?
I mean,
I don't think you need that trade because all the people you've added so far are all been wing people anyway. Like, you added a nice rookie, Jason Tatum. You still got Jaylen Brown from last year, who's gonna be a wing player too. You added Gordon Hayward, of course, who's gonna be a way more ball dominant person with Isaiah Thomas already, who's ball dominant.
yeah.
Why get rid of your best defender and one of your other solid contributors?
But
especially last year in the playoffs, he showed his worth to y'all. I
don't
see the point of that trade.
Like I was saying, bro, like, they got rid of Avery Bradley for the money.
True.
They had to pay him a big contract next year, which I would have paid him just because how good he's been before Isaiah and Gordon when you got there.
I think he deserved that money.
But it's like they were the bottom half, like as far as rebounding last year. So they got size now. Even they got size now pretty much. But I still would have traded either Jay Crowder or Marcus Smart because of the fact that they basically do the same thing.
Exactly.
And you could have picked up another solid point guard.
And if you want to throw in a guard, I feel like they want to do that trade.
So you could have brought Rondo back.
I feel like if you want to do a trade like that, for real, keep Avery Bradley. Y'all could have traded Terry Rozier and like.
Cause you're not. I mean, cause you know exactly you're not. Gonna,
you could have traded Terry Rozier and at least Jay Crowder. There have been two people, solid people to go get Morris.
And you know they're not gonna give up Jaylen Brown. Of course, they're not gonna let Isaiah go. They're not gonna. Well, like I said, they should have let Marcus Smart or Jay Crowder go just because it made more sense. But I guess they didn't want to pay Avery Bradley a contract and have to deal with that next year.
Such bad businesses.
That's not bad business because they still got loaded picks, so they can technically, if they did it right,
you right,
they can get him back next year. Cause he's probably gonna be on a 1 year deal. Where he in Detroit, right? He probably be on a 1 year deal.
He on Detroit. He's about to be on Detroit until his whatever contract he's been on. He's on Detroit until that contract.
Yeah, he got a year left.
So if that's in a year, then at the end of this year, most likely though Detroit probably is gonna try to re-sign him.
But yeah, but now they losing. If I'm in a situation where Detroit is like possibly a 6, 7, 8 seed, maybe on a good if they have a good year, versus where I'm in Boston, I know I'm gonna be top 3. All bad.
Go out west. Everybody going west. Go west, Avery.
I wouldn't go west.
Everyone going west. Go west.
And then even with that being said, Gordon Hayward signing to the Celtics and everybody hating on Gordon Hayward for signing to the Celtics, I thought that was a smart move. Just considering the fact that it's tougher in the West.
It's tougher in the West. Go to the East.
To do that. If you already know that automatically I'm going to place LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals next year, I'm going to take that.
Yeah, that's a better chance than saying, man, I got to go through Kevin Durant and Steph. Now we got to worry about Rockets. Still got to worry about the Spurs because Greg Pop ain't going nowhere and Kawhi ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Speaking of Spurs, I love them adding Rudy Gay.
I don't.
I do. That is a solid add to me. Rudy Gay is a still solid athletic player.
He's solid, but he
did work for the Kings. He was on the Kings.
He's also injury prone.
Okay, nobody's telling him to come.
What you mean?
I'm not saying come in and drop 20 a game.
Okay,
I'm not saying be an all-star.
Because all they did was get older, pretty much.
I'm not saying be an all-star.
But they got older. They didn't make it. That's not. I mean, I like the signing.
That's what I said.
But it's not the fact that it's not like they did anything to further advance the chances of getting to the conference finals again. Because I mean, pretty much, bro. I think that if Kawhi didn't get hurt, that series would at least went 6 or 7.
It definitely would have won 6 or 7.
Probably would have won.
Spurs probably could have won.
So signing Rudy
Gay, like you said, they're not like they added a great person or they just went older. That's just still solid pieces because you already know what you're getting from your solid people already.
But not necessarily because at the same time, LaMarcus Aldridge really hasn't panned out the way they thought he was.
I'm not worried about him. I never.
So it's kind of like
I never thought he was gonna pan out.
So it's still like, okay, give Kawhi the ball, let Kawhi do it.
And that's what they should have been doing. I like that better because it's just now with Rudy Gay.
He's more of a scorer.
He's more of a scorer, and it's also gonna be better for the second unit compared to last year. Who the second unit really was really a dud.
Yeah.
Outside of if Patty Mills really was doing good.
Kyle Anderson showed up late.
Yeah, that's why I do like that solid veteran who at least shown he can still, like you said, injury prone, but he's still shown he can have flashes. He's still athletic. He's still a big body. So that's still another issue they have to worry about, especially in a Greg Pop system who knows how to use anybody.
Yeah, that's true. But then I see that's going to be the key asset you just said there. Said Greg Pop.
Greg Pop can use anybody.
I see Spurs next year 4 or 5.
4 or 5 seed.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. OKC about to be coming hard next year. Golden State is going to be coming hard next year. Houston's coming hard next year.
Yeah, that's top 4.
So that's exactly.
That's top 4.
So that's why I say they're gonna trade position with 4 and 5. Memphis isn't gonna be in the same position that they were last year.
Jazz definitely already ain't. Jazz is already out. Memphis
so it's
is
like,
already out.
I see San Antonio 4 or 5, depending on how they go. It's gonna be a record thing pretty much because who's ever at 50 plus wins in between that time, that's how you gonna pretty much pan out the 1 through 4.
The first 4 teams to get to 50 wins, that's all gonna be for top 4 teams anyway.
Exactly. So you already know that bottom half is kind of like it's basically gonna be between them 4 teams at the end of the day. So how Pop used Rudy Gay and how he used the rest of the guys that they got, even though they are still old, like Tony Parker's like 38 now. He's 38, Manu 39, LaMarcus like 32, 33, so they getting up there. And Rudy going into, if he's thinking like 31, 32 also. I think Kawhi's like there. One of their youngest players next to Kyle Anderson and everybody else that's on the secondary lineup. So it depends on how he used them. That really shows where they're going to go as far as how they're going to get further in the conference.
True. One other solid thing I like, just because I'm a very big fan of him.
What?
I'm glad Jamal Crawford is not coming to Atlanta like he was supposed to, and he's going to a Timberwolves team.
I like the fact that he thanked them for buying out his contract.
Yes.
Because he know he didn't want to go there.
Yes.
So, but him going to the Timberwolves, that's another scorer, but he doesn't play defense. But I guess you don't need him to play defense nowadays.
You just want him to come off the bench and do what he do anyway.
Because it's pretty much going to be ISO second half. I mean, the secondary line is going to be ISO Jamal, just see what you can do.
Yeah.
And whoever their like other point guard is.
Because I think the only backup is like Tyus Jones, the little young.
What happened to Ulis?
Tyler Ulis is in Phoenix, bro.
Oh no, I'm saying, but I thought he was on Timberwolves for a minute.
Nah, Tyler Ulis is in he always went to Phoenix.
Oh,
you think about Tyus Jones, the little one who came out of Duke.
That's
Tyler Ulis. Yeah, he been with Timberwolves since he got drafted.
So
he's from Minnesota.
He's a solid point guard.
Yeah, he's a solid backup.
He's gonna be a solid point guard to run that system while everybody else is sitting down.
Yeah.
So I guess that it can.
So that's good for that little second unit to say we have a scorer who, yes, he's a microwave kind of guy. Like we need him to. Yeah. If he's on, he's on. If he's off, he's off. Okay. But I still feel like that's good for them because your team is young anyway, so you don't know what you're gonna get on a daily basis anyway. So adding somebody like there's no. I feel like the benefits outweigh what the negative could be for him with that second unit, at least with that team.
Well, talking about Jamal.
Yeah, with Jamal. Definitely not talking about Tyus.
Okay.
Tyus. No, I don't care about him.
He's going to be their probably like top, maybe. He probably be like their 5th scoring option.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, if he's on the court with Andrew Wiggins, if he's ever on the court out there with the main people like Andrew Wiggins, Jimmy Butler, no,
he's not gonna get his bucket.
He's not gonna get his buckets. Yeah, he's gonna be more of a. If he is on the court with them, spot up, and then if the ball gets kicked out to him at the last minute, hurry him score before that clock goes off.
Oh, he gonna run the break either way. He that's what it's gonna end up being.
But I just like that because it's just another solid scorer for them. So they do need to get some more defenders.
I got a question. So now that you are a bandwagon Houston Rockets fan,
yes, Team Rockets, let's go.
So with that being said, what do you feel about if they get Melo next week?
If they get Melo, it's over with. The West, the West. Really,
that's about to be the
West
most.
Is really about to be
this
the
is
most.
about to be the most ISO Houston Rockets team you ever seen. This is about to be the most selfish basketball you ever seen.
It's not though, cause you still got
Melo don't pass. Or play defense.
Melo don't need to pass, and Melo actually, he's not a great defender, but people act like he don't play defense.
I mean, he plays,
and he's a solid body where he actually goes and get rebounds. That's a solid pickup.
So what you're saying?
They did bring back Nene from what I saw. Mm-hmm. They still got Clint Acapella, who's a young center who actually starting to come into his own last year. And you got Melo with one of his best friends. That's gonna make him even more happier to say, let's get straight
it's
to
like
business.
the banana boat boys always make their way.
Let's get straight to business. That's like saying
no, because I don't see it. I just don't see it. I see it.
What don't you see?
I really see it as a failed experiment. I really think.
So do you think him buying out his contract and going to Cleveland is better than him buying out his contract and going to the Rockets?
Yeah.
Just because the East is easier.
Not just that, I think it will work better. Like LeBron James would defer to Melo versus where James Harden is not going to defer to Melo. LeBron James is the best player in the world.
You're right.
Who would defer to who can shoot, but who would defer to a better scorer than he would.
Which is why I think that's better for him to go to the Rockets. What if I went to a team and I know there's somebody on that team who already a definite in his prime, probably better than me right now still, defer.
I'm not with that.
I had my time to be the number one player for my team. I didn't get the job done. No offense.
I'm just saying, I think if they buy Melo out, him going to Cleveland, plus with their size, they can run heavy in the East.
They can.
I'm not saying that.
I'm definitely not liking that one.
I'm not saying that. I don't want to just say that the Houston experiment would fail with Melo. I just think it's better with Chris Paul and James Harden. Versus, I just think he's going to slow that whole thing down because Melo by himself alone takes off about 10 to 15 seconds off the shot clock. Just him holding the ball.
I think that's good because
they're not going to run.
I think that's good though because they're going to get their chances to run though. With that,
they're going to get the chances.
With Chris Paul and James Harden, you're going to get your chances to do all that running. But I like that better because then in a half court offense that gives you more options compared to in the half court option is really just going to be Chris Paul and James Harden do something. That's
fine, but then you also can't.
That's why I would like to add a Melo to where you can have Melo get outside shots and also be a low post.
You also can't tell me that Melo and James Harden both don't take dumb shots.
Oh, they both do take dumb shots.
So why would I sit there and do that? Like, why would I run an offense like that if I know that two of my top 3 scorers are gonna take dumb shots? Who have the potential to take dumb shots. So that means I have to also play defense.
Chris Paul is there for.
No, because
you're gonna defer to a mind that is better than yours.
That's fine, but then you're putting. I'm not saying that he can't. Of course, Chris Paul can live up to the pressure, but you're putting a lot of pressure on Chris Paul just to do that. If my two of my top 3 scorers are taking out here playing dumb offense.
That pressure on Chris Paul has been there ever since he got to LA anyway, so he needs to deal with it.
I mean, really, it's been there since he was in.
Exactly. Ever since he was in New Orleans.
So it's like.
So you gotta.
He used to it, bro. But at the same time, I just wouldn't put that on Chris Paul.
I get that. I get that. You don't want to put no added pressure on something like that.
Because Melo gonna get the ball in the ISO. He gonna go baseline. If he gets stopped, he gonna pull up. But it's a 50-50 chance.
I feel like the reason why Melo wouldn't be as bad is because now he knows he's gonna have players who he really can trust and trust.
Yeah.
And when he was with the Nuggets, who could he really trust? Nobody. When he got to New York that first year, he trusted Amari. Then Amari got hurt.
Yeah.
At least I know if I go to either or team, if I go to Houston, I know I do have probably the best point guard I've ever had in my life to play with. I definitely have one of the better scorers ever to play with outside of me.
Okay.
Then I still got a good amount of young players and good mixture of older players where I really can do something with this team compared to when I was in Denver and in New York. But not saying him being on Cleveland wouldn't be a better fit, because I do believe him being in Cleveland would possibly be a better fit, just because him being the big body he is, that would help with LeBron.
And even with him being on Cleveland, I'm just looking at kind of like the same structure that they would have in Houston, except for Kyrie is younger than Chris Paul. He's not a better defender than Chris Paul, but he is a better scorer than Chris Paul. So then LeBron James, he's more dominant player than James Harden, because you kind of have to put them in like the same kind of perspective. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James is more of a dominant player than James Harden. So he has the ability to create plays for not only himself, but his teammates way better than James Harden does. True. Just off his size alone. So with him, LeBron pretty much gonna be run that offense anyway. So I would trust Melo in that system, because he has 3 other options to go through with Kyrie, Kevin Love, Carmelo, J.R. Smith, and if they keep him on, you know what I'm saying? He has more. I think he has a better shot in Cleveland than he would in Houston.
I would definitely say if he went as far as a better route to a ring, definitely, Cleveland.
Because it's about to be if they get Melo, I'm gonna take back what I said about OKC being in the conference final. Obviously, Houston's gonna go to the conference final.
If Houston does manage to get Melo, it's gonna be Houston versus.
But the thing about the thing to beat Golden State is you have to play unselfishly. And can both of them, James Harden and Carmelo Anthony, both put that to the side and play unselfishly?
And I think they can. And I'll say I think they can, just because of what Golden State did. When Golden State came, people was thinking, will this work out? Because even though Kevin Durant isn't like a ball dominant person, like he's gonna go demand the ball, but he still is a player who needs the ball.
Yeah, but
to see, I feel like for people to see how Golden State is able to share and do what they do, I feel like that's why the league is going to where it is. How people do want to build all these super teams, because it's like we're seeing the Warriors do this and that, and we do got to catch up to them.
Yeah,
let's get all this selfish stuff out the way, because at first it was trying to beat LeBron. Now we got to worry about beating LeBron and Golden State.
But
so why keep being selfish when if I'm selfish, they ain't gonna help me get nowhere?
But even with you saying that, Cleveland tried to be selfish to beat Golden State. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they play ISO. It was run through Kyrie and LeBron
and that's what
finals. And that's what ultimately made them lose at the same time. Some people are just in bed. That's their game. That's how they play. So you sitting there saying James Harden would have to be more of a. He has to be more of a
I'm not saying he
playmaker.
I'm not saying he got to be more of a playmaker either. I don't think so.
You don't?
I'm not saying he has to be more of a playmaker than he was last year, because he's shown within the last 2 years he's willing to make those passes, those plays. Now, I actually love the fact that in his mind he still knows I'm that player for my team, so I'm gonna do what I do.
Now,
because I feel like that's what you need.
Yeah.
Like how LeBron has it in his head, he know he the best player in his league, and how how LeBron is quickly able to turn down probably some of the last shots to give it to somebody else. I actually don't like that. I'd rather like them have 3 people who all want that last shot, compared to me saying, oh, I don't think that's a good shot if I take that though. Let me hurry pass it. No. Be the best on your team.
I see that flaw.
Be the best on your team.
I see that flaw, but LeBron does that because he thinks Kyrie's gonna be the next best thing.
True.
So I understand it. But with that being said, LeBron still is more of a
and the way the West is getting loaded now, yes. That's why I feel like that move to get Melo would be needed. If you're gonna be in the West, you gotta load up.
Yeah.
Compared to being in the East, you don't have to. It's just more of a, we're just doing this now because we know in the finals we're gonna have to meet somebody out the West anyway. But as far as Houston Rockets go, like Melo going to Houston, I just feel like that'd be good, because it'd be another weapon for them to have. Another person who can go out there and get 20. Because with Chris Paul, even though Chris Paul can go get his points, when Chris Paul has to go out there and really use his energy and go get like 30 points, that's an issue to me.
That's the issue.
That's the issue. I want Chris Paul to stay around 20 points and 10 assists.
That's the issue. But when
If James Harden's gonna get his assists too, because they're both gonna hold the ball.
that's fine. But
So-
when you got Steph Curry coming up shooting threes,
That's nice. When you got Steph coming up shooting
you got
threes.
Klay Thompson coming up shooting threes. You got the whole squad that can shoot threes.
I will say with the Warriors though, they've shown Klay has become more of a third option now compared to being second. So I'm glad he's a third option now. He's less of a worry
problem,
for me
but
because
you
I
feel
feel like he's the better shooter out of all of
You
them.
still got 2 other MVPs.
You're right, but I feel like Klay's the best shooter out of all of them. So I feel like let him stay there. Let him stay the third option.
Okay.
You been watching the summer leagues?
Yeah, I saw the number 2 draft pick get a triple double.
Lonzo Ball,
You know.
he had to make up for that
Now-
first game. That first game he played awful.
It was a weak triple double. It was a Draymond Green triple double. It was 11.
And
And it was like
it's still an L.
Exactly. It was like
But
okay.
I'll give him.
But you see,
I'll give him credit because it's saying
he made it.
I can do this at least.
He
I
made
can,
up for the
I can
5 points.
show you glances of what I do think
Yeah.
I can be.
Yeah.
My only thing is it's summer league. You're not playing. You're playing against people who.
He not playing.
Yeah, you're not playing all-star level caliber people who are really gonna put pressure
That's
on you.
true.
You're playing against other people who are just like you.
I feel like
they're trying to
Lonzo-
get into the league and
When the season starts, Lonzo gonna ball out against like the mediocre teams. And then be
like his
subpar against
his best games.
superstars.
His best games will be against
Brooklyn.
teams like Brooklyn, Phoenix,
Chicago.
Orlando.
Like,
But when they play like the Spurs or
like,
Rocket,
if you get a triple double against Brooklyn, it's like okay,
you
alright.
want a cookie?
Exactly. Like
You gonna go do a show
if
today?
If you get triple double against Spurs, you're the next best thing.
Exactly. So I just feel like it's a good way for him to say, first game I came out and he was like 1 for.
He's like 112,
115, only had 5 points and this. So I will say for him to come out in the second game and do that,
He was, matter of fact, he's
115
115 shooting. He was like 1 for.
he was like 1 for 11 for 3.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it's cool because it shows you can move on to the next game and play. But it's still not. It's still
But Jason Tatum is balling.
Jason Tatum is looking nice though. I will say he's looking nice for Celtics.
He is balling.
I give up on the process now.
Why?
Markelle Fultz got hurt already.
I mean, isn't that what they all do? And then ball.
I give up on the process.
They do that.
I give up on the 76ers.
They get hurt, and then they sit out 2 seasons, and then they come back and ball out. Ben Simmons is about to be the truth next year.
And that's not okay. I shouldn't need you to get
And I
hurt.
guarantee you.
I shouldn't need you
And
to
I
get hurt.
guarantee you, if Markelle Fultz sit out all season, they still gonna make playoffs.
I don't need. It's just the fact that I don't need for my person to get hurt before it finally click and say, "Oh, go in, go off."
I mean, but
Go sprain your ankle, boy, and I bet you come back that
before
strong.
he got hurt, he was balling.
He was.
Like he showed why they picked him number 1,
but
and then he got hurt.
he got hurt.
That's fine. I mean, bro, people get hurt. He probably what injury was it? Because I didn't see the injury.
Yeah, he sprained his ankle, or whatever.
That's a typical,
came down awkwardly.
typical basketball injury.
It's a typical basketball injury, and you need to be helped off the court. If I sprain my ankle, I'm getting up. And
So I didn't know he needed to be held off the court.
Yes, he got helped off the court, and they walked with him back to the.
They was just,
That's just
just taking precaution. Just don't have him walk on it. Just pick him up.
See,
Trust the process, bro.
No.
It took us 5 years to get here. It's been a road. It's been a long road, but I'm actually starting to see this whole thing through.
And I'm seeing
Joel Embiid is promising.
He
Ben
is
Simmons yet to be known, but I think he's gonna do something.
I will say my issue with Joel Embiid is he talks too much.
What, that whole LeVar Ball thing?
No, period. He talks too much, period. Like how he'll gladly, like how he quickly got on Twitter. Playoff spots opening up. Stop talking so much, bro. You did show you can be nice, but you ain't shown you are all-star caliber superstar or nothing. So I still need you to relax.
He sound like one of the old people that tell young kids get off their lawn. That's like
I'm gonna gladly say for that with him, yes.
Get off my
Because
land.
I get it. The buzz around him and everything he has kind of shown it can be something, but you still got shut down last year.
But that's the league now, bro. Like that's just the league now. Like people are more active, they're more social, they speak their mind more to players.
Which is cool, I do.
And it's not like they didn't have that back then.
Yes,
It's just
and I would want a player to be talkative and actually let the emotions
But you
show.
see what
But
that-
it's just, I also feel like for him, because he does the most talking, especially for that team. Y'all still ain't done nothing. Like you ain't made the playoffs with this team. The best thing y'all done is added a JJ Redick so far.
Basketball is a glorified individual sport that's portrayed as a team sport. So,
Which
if he's getting a double, I'm gonna let you talk. Just because y'all ain't making the playoffs, I'm gonna still let you talk.
I can't let you talk. Not yet.
And it's what it is.
You can whisper.
No, bro. 'Cause, I
You
mean,
can't talk though.
they're gonna talk. It's Twitter, bro. Like they're gonna speak their mind. If you don't like being somewhere, they're gonna say it.
Speak your mind. Just do a little more before you go all out there. Like
Exactly. He's gonna average a double.
Like him saying playoff spots opening up. I would rather he just said possibilities.
I feel like that
say possibilities.
him
Don't say
saying
playoff spots opening
was
up.
a bit of a, I don't want to say a cowardly move, but it was kind of you're in the East.
Yeah, that too. Like
Playoff spots always gonna open.
yes, you every year 2 through 8 switches up.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
You know who's gonna be number one.
and that's what I'm saying for y'all 2 through 8 to switch up and y'all still ain't got one of them spot shit within the last couple of years. Don't talk so much. Don't talk so much yet.
Hey man,
Relax.
watch. They be 8 seed this season.
So, but besides everything else with the summer league, I do. Since you've seen Jason Tatum, like you said, you are a Boston fan now.
Bandwagon.
Do you? Because I don't like to go try to get rookie of the year already after a couple games of summer league. But
what you saying?
do you already gonna be biased and go with your team now? Your player for your team, Jason Tatum. Do you think he could be rookie of the year?
I think it's gonna be Ben Simmons. It's gonna either be Ben Simmons or Markel Fultz if he doesn't. If he comes back all the whole season, honestly, because Jason Tatum's gonna be playing a Boston system and he's not gonna be the superstar of that system.
Mm-hmm.
So if he get like 17-9 maybe or 17-6 in between that area, he might be like third. You know what I'm saying? Potential rookie of the year.
Yeah, he'll definitely be first team, but
you know for sure Markel Fultz and Ben Simmons have to ball out, or Darren Fox has to ball out in order for this.
And my thing is, I do believe with Ben Simmons coming and just technically his rookie year, I think it will be either Ben Simmons or Fultz. I would say Fox, but I just don't see it with the Kings. Like I feel like he's just not gonna get enough airtime. Like, I feel like he's gonna probably get his recognition probably, but when you're on a team like that,
like Philly is a superstar team.
like Philly, and then like the players, they got the players who talk and do that where people are still going to tune into them and at least see what's going on. Compared to even with Lonzo Ball, people are going to tune in to watch Lonzo Ball for the Lonzo show, and then also everything else that's surrounding the Lakers now too, with Magic Johnson being there now too.
Yeah.
With Fox, he's not going to get none of that. So Fox will have to go out there and lead all rookies in scoring and assists for him to get there. But I will say, from what I saw, his first game, he had a good game. Especially, and my reason why I do, if he gets it, it would definitely be because he could be an elite defender at the point guard position.
Yeah. But so they're gonna have to play.
Yeah.
Like at least they're gonna have to give like the top teams good games.
Yeah.
In order for him to get recognized rookie of the year.
Like when they do play the top teams in the West, they can't get blown out.
The same thing goes with Lonzo Ball, because he got 8 on defense.
Yes.
Both of those.
And that's always gonna happen though, because I don't think he's a strong defender.
Yeah. So it just depends on how much of a performance they put on against like top NBA teams and how badly they lose to those teams.
True.
Or if they even beat those teams with that to get them rookie of the year recognition.
So I'm gonna go on record now and say rookie of the year for me, Fox or Fultz.
Fultz. Yeah.
Fox. Cool.
Fultz.
Cool. This has been the Wright Discussion. Kenny, co-host Keon.
What's up, man?
Thanks for tuning in. See you.